what we see is not always true. I mean, we've all heard real eyes, real lies, real lies. But how often is that really true? When you sit back and you really just think about it, how often is that really true? Because everything that we see seems to be a game. It doesn't matter who's participating. It seems to be a game to those that are participating. We can go from just almost any aspect of life. And we're looking for the value. We're looking for the understanding. We're looking for the basis of perspective. And it's hard to come to one because everything that we see isn't matching everything that we're hearing. We hear so much, but then we see so much, and they typically don't align. They don't weigh out. They don't match. Because we see people that say that they want wives and husbands, but then we see the actions that coincide on a day-to-day basis in life. We see people that say that they want freedom, but we see that people are okay with asking for liberty. We see that people want love, but we constantly, or we hear people want love, but we see constantly people doing everything not to find love, but to indulge themselves in lust practices. At what point are we going to make the words match the actions? At what point are we going to sit back and say that we're not really seeing what we're hearing? When are we going to start holding ourselves accountable to the things that we allow versus the things that we truly want? Perspective is everything. Because on social sites, we see humble, honest, hardworking, respectful people. You know that's a lie. But then in real life, this is what they have to do. Because everything that they put on social media isn't true. But then you look at their real life and it says that even your real life, even it isn't half of what you depicted. So when we are out here saying these things, we're causing more problems within ourselves than we're doing good to anybody else. We're seeing, but we're also hearing. So we're trying to replicate all of this. We're trying to be, quote unquote, good with words and horrible in actions. So that we can say, oh, we're not like them because we do such, this, and that. Don't make it no better because you still talking, but your actions don't match your words. Everything that is being yapped about is not being portrayed, so therefore it can't be seen. So when we're looking and thinking that people are in love, and then oh, wait a minute. This on you on the internet, but this you in real life? Oh, okay, y'all don't take the internet seriously. But then you get mad at your spouse or anybody that you're dealing with for doing internet things. So is it real or is it not? Is it just for games? For you and not them? Or is it just games for them and not you? Which one is it? Because all of this is confusion. All of this is making us so crazy. It is stupid. It is pure child understanding at this point that we can act one way on something, on the internet or on a court or anything, but then real life be a totally different entity, person. So the actions never coincide, they never moving in tandem. So when everybody's looking in, it's kind of hard to get a real picture. So it's hard to even really understand what you're seeing, because you're seeing so much from the same person, but then the rest of the world. So we understand that everything we see is damn near a game. So we just have to understand and find out who the players are. You find out the players in your life, those that you encounter or be around. You understand what's truly going on. So therefore, you cannot trust what you see, because it can only happen around you. Anytime that somebody is out of your presence, it could be something different. Because we don't really understand who we be dealing with, what we be dealing with. We don't understand any of this because we don't take the time out to understand it. We don't try to get a real perspective over anything. We just go with the flow, or go with what's being told, or go with what we see. Even if none of that aligns, we'll go with it and hope it plays out. Hope it plays out. Waste time, money, effort, and understanding. In the sake of what? I mean, you can't say growth if you're not going to implement anything that you've learned. So you was just doing it to do it. And like I'm telling you, if you can't do it with a smile, if you can't do it with no real want behind it, quit doing it. Stop doing it. Because then you're going to portray what you don't like. You're going to pick up ways that aren't yours. So therefore, you're going to be in the cycle of doing things that don't match. And we live in a society of things that don't match because we don't care for them to have balance, for them to have perspective, for them to be equaled out so that it can be enjoyable and not hazardous. We say we love masculinity, but we bash it daily. We say we love femininity, but we bash it daily because we don't understand none of this, because we try and switch the roles of both. So when we say we want to see a masculine man, women say that masculinity is showing emotions and doing all these other things that men typically don't do, and that they're not attracted to. So therefore, they're saying something, but don't go after these men in real life. And vice versa with men. You say you want a woman to cook, clean, and stay at home and do all these things, but then it gets to a point where it's just too hard. Like you didn't understand society and its game. Like you ain't understanding it. It was going to have its ups and downs. As these were the things that you were supposed to prepare for. All I'm saying to y'all is, make sure that your actions match your words, and vice versa. Because we're living in a skewed society that anything that we hear doesn't match anything that we see. So therefore, we have no understanding. We have no perspective to give anybody. No real advice unless we're trying to think for ourselves and understand that everybody is in an emotional cycle or in a game that is not designed for us. Simply experiments over and over and over, getting different results, but they're always in the negative. So I'm saying as a whole, we all have to do better with making sure that our words match our actions. So therefore, when we're out looking and scanning and then trying to enjoy the world, we actually see what we hear. We can feel and understand the love that is being provided around us in spaces that we've been to or haven't. These are the things that we truly desire. So why can't we come together and just simply do it? Make it easier for you and I, and for those that we care about, and those that have no understanding of who we truly are, because they never took the time out to listen or understand. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to the people around you, and always be accountable for your actions. Because we need to see a lot better, not just in our communities, but the world as a whole. We have to be the change that we see. So therefore, we have to implement the things that we know will work. So understand, everything that you see isn't what it is. It's not real. Everything that you see is not always true. Because you have to understand the perspective and the intent and the hidden agenda that people are coming with. You have to understand why people are doing the things that they're doing. For what reasons do they have to gain or lose? Because in this world, most people play with it like it's a game. It's not. Your time is precious, it's valuable. You gotta understand it. You beat so many other seeds to have a soul, to have a body. It wasn't by chance that you was here. It's not by chance that you got the chance to live this abundant filled life. Don't squander it trying to waste your time. Understand what you're seeing, because you're not lying to yourself about the things that you're doing or encountering. Be prepared. Train yourself, mind, body, and spirit, to withstand any and everything, because it's always going to be from a true standpoint from you. So therefore, when you exit a situation or done with it, you're not carrying extra baggage. You're only carrying your soul, because you did everything that you were supposed to do and everything that you said you were going to do. Stand 10 toes in this game, because I guarantee you, the Most High didn't make no mistakes with you. You just don't understand who you really are. But I'm telling you, you stop lying to yourself and you always put your best foot forward, how you view life will be totally different. Guaranteed. So as long as you're not lying to yourself, everything that you see won't have a stain on you. Because you gotta remember, everything that you see, it's not true. It's not what it is. You always gotta go deeper and understand who the people or the situation or the circumstances are before you could ever really evaluate. Hey, I love you.